I finally made fire. It's like 2 weeks later, but it's still cold, in the 30s out here. Everything is wet, but I got a bigger bird's nest this time, and found an actual bird's nest to put on there, and somewhat dry wood, and a lot more of the hair jelly stuff. Finally have fire, so I'll finally get my rose hip tea. Hey guys, Deespervival back. So today, by popular request, I'm going to make a knife. I'm going to use this file here and some PVC pipe. Together, make a knife, a handle, and a sheath using these. This here is my workbench. So I'm going to clamp the file. I've already annealed the file at a 405 degrees for 2 hours. So this is good and annealed. I'm going to do all this without, hopefully without bluing the edge too much. And then I won't have to use a forge. I won't have to reheat treat the file because it's already tempered to where it needs to be. I'm just going to shape it. I'm gonna create the edge, just grind it all down, and then it'll be a knife. Alright, let's get this all set up and ready to go. Okay, alright, so we're all clamped in right there. So now I'm gonna use a few simple tools. Alright, first, make sure we're being safe. Don't want no junk flying in your eyes and blinding you. Put on our gloves, be nice and safe. Some nice smithing gloves that I made. My Dwarvish smithing gloves, they're +10 to smithing. So if I make a knife for you, it's going to be a lot better than anyone else's because I have +10 to smithing. So I marked right here where the handle stops. Back at the handle, the blade's going to start here. I'm going to match the color. I'm going to round off this corner from here, round that off. Then that'll be the edge right here, and that'll be the tip. I'll make a good practically used knife. Alright, stick around. So there, where'd it go? There it is. I cut the edge off, and that's going to round up. I'm not a big fan of Tonto edges, so I'm going to round that off to make a good utility blade. Down there, and I'm just going to keep this little towel, nice and wet. It's just going to sit there, in there. Since my file is clamped to the stool here, my workbench, I won't be able to take it off and submerge it in the water to keep it cool, so I'll just use the rag there and tamp the file while I'm grinding on it so it doesn't get too hot. Alright, let's do this. Alright, I switched over to a 36 grit flapper disc, aluminum oxide. So now we're going to use this to hog off all the steel that we don't want on that file. Face this way so I don't throw sparks everywhere. At you anyway. Alright, so here's what I got so far. I haven't made much of a dent on the edge. Much of a dent on the edge there. But I'll skip forward so you guys can see when I get closer to being done with this step of the project. Stick around, guys. Alright, so now I've got the one side roughly ground down. Can't really see it that well, but about roughly half way through. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to repeat the same thing on the other side. And then we'll switch over to my Harbor Freight belt sander there and we'll finish it up. Alright, stick around, guys. I got it flipped over to the side I haven't worked on yet. Now we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Nice, cool. Okay. The same thing on this side. And we're gonna grind up all the stuff we don't want until we have a knife. Alright. Alright, guys. So I've got it pretty much equal on both sides. Roughed out anyway. Still a lot of meat to take off on the edge, but I'm going to take it to the belt sander, put a brand new 36 grit belt on there. I nipped off the rat tail here, so I have a good handle there. I'm going to take it to my belt sander. Where'd it go? There it is. My uneven workbench. Real stable. High dollar. Man. Alright, see if you can see that. Still needs some edge work. Work on a little bit to kind of even it out and straighten it up a little bit. But that is shaping up to be a nice Scandinavian edge right there. It's not too crazy. I'm doing a good job to keep the edge cool, because like I said, I already tempered this file. Last night I put it in the oven for 2 hours at 405 degrees and made it a nice straw yellow color. So it's good. Now I don't have to do anything more to this knife after I get the edge on it. Then for all intents and purposes it's done. You know, just put a handle on it, make a sheath, and get that all stuck together, and you know, won't be the prettiest knife, but it'll be a knife. And I for one kind of like the way that file knives look, because you can see what they used to be. And files are good O1 tool steel, so you make a knife out of these things and you heat treat them correctly, and that's heirloom quality. You know, I mean, it's not a pry bar. I suppose you could heat treat them back to where they would be a pry bar. Then the edge wouldn't hold up as nice. But yeah, so we're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Alright, I'll bring you back once I've gotten a little further along. Alright, guys. Here we go. Nice, mostly Scandinavian edge. It's kind of wonky in a couple places, but it'll serve its purpose. Yeah. Good even bevel. Nice straight edge on there. There we go. Ah. There we go. Straight enough anyway. Good enough for government work. Rounded off the edge here. Nice and smooth. So it doesn't hurt when I'm grabbing hold of it there. Now we just gotta work on a handle and a sheath. Alright guys, so here's the knife. As is, it would work. You know, I mean, I could paracord wrap the handle or whatever. Not too big. Excuse me. Not too big in cord wrapping. Besides, these edges are kind of sharp, and I could take down those edges and, you know, wrap it with cord, or maybe even cord wrap and then dip it in some kind of poly resin or something just to make it look like some ninja knife or a samurai knife or something. But what I had in mind was this piece of PVC pipe. There's enough to make a sheath and a handle all out of the same piece. So this is kind of big, 1.5-inch diameter PVC. So what I was thinking is my heat gun, flatten it out, and then put it on the handle, and then I could trim it down and maybe have enough to kind of come up as like a little guard choil type thing. I see a lot of wooden knives. Excuse me. So have it come up like that, so it'd be a little bit of a guard, just to keep your hand and fingers away from that edge. And then even have enough to make a plastic sheath. Because PVC makes good sheaths. Yeah, so that's my plan. So whoever watches my video, my subscribers or whoever, let me know in the comment section what I should make out of this. A big old beast piece of leaf spring. All I've done to it so far is just straightened it out. Heat up in my forge and I've just straightened it out a little bit. And I've kind of knocked the ends in here. That's substantial. That's a lot of steel there. So I could make anything really. Or if you want, I could just sharpen up the edge, keep it as is, and just do something with the tip and just make this into a beast knife. Chop through cinder blocks and chop down a small tree with it. Yeah, anyway, so let me know what you want me to make, and I'll pick an idea, and then I'll make a video of me forging it out. Alright, so let me know. Alright, so now let's get to making the handle and the sheath out of this PVC pipe. Alright guys, we're back. Use my heat gun. I'm gonna heat up this plastic here, and then we're gonna flatten it out between two boards. Alright, let's try this out. Alright. Now, I'm going to sit here and hold this for a little bit. Let it cool down enough to hold its shape. Alright. As you can see, I am using myself to hold this board down. So, using a 250-pound press to shape this ow! Hot plastic. On the plus side, the heat gun is heating up the resins in the pine board that I'm using, and it's making it smell lovely in here. Alright, so I cut the two pieces. Cut two pieces out, one for the handle and one for the sheath. I'm gonna heat this up again and then press it onto the knife so then that'll seize on there. I'll probably put some epoxy and stuff on there too, but I'm going to get it formed to fit the handle, and then I'll do the same thing, form to fit the sheath, and it should go together quite nicely. Alright. I realize they make presses for this kind of stuff, but I don't have one. I have boards and my body weight. That'll just have to do for now. Alright guys, so slight change of plans on the knife sheath deal. So I was working on it, and then I remembered that I already have a plastic knife sheath. Oh, here we go. Plastic knife sheath I made out of PVC pipe from a previous knife build. And I know that I used it was a file knife that I had in it, so I checked it out, and it just so happens that it fits perfectly. It goes into about there, so it still has room to go in if I wanted it to, but so it fits just, I mean, absolutely perfectly. Right like that. So there's it through there. Put the band through there, and then you got your knife. There, once you have the knife secured, you can pull it out, you can use it for whatever, and I still don't know what I'm going to do for the knife handle. I could use plastic scales, the PVC pipe, and to glue them on, and I don't know if I want to rivet those on there. I don't know that I have any drill bits that could drill through this currently. All mine are dull because I like to drill through metal. But as is, this is currently a usable knife. Yeah, I'd want to put some kind of handle on it, even if it's, you know, tape or something. It's pretty ghetto, but even if it's tape or something, that'd be some kind of handle anyway. Yeah, it's starting to fit better with each time I put that in there. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah. So I'm going to epoxy this in there. I don't have any pins, and I don't have a drill bit currently that can drill through 01 tool steel. I'd probably get one, or I could try to sharpen up the ones that I have, but that should do it. mix. And this stuff doesn't dry clear or white like other epoxies. It dries a dark gray color. So, I mean, if you don't want it showing, well then you mask it somehow. But I don't really care because this is kind of a Frankenstein knife build anyway. So we'll just use it as is. And if it's ugly, oh well. Is it functional? Absolutely. Now the cup de grace. I'll take our handy dandy clamp here. These things are amazing, by the way. Home Depot, good money. Good money spent. And we will clamp this down. Yeah, I should go dig out my other one too. Why not? Okay. Alright. We're back. So got the it's tight fit. So I got it all glued together, and I shaved down the back side. So now it's all, you can see the tang in there. A full tang. Kind of popped loose on one side, so maybe it needs rivets. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Like I said, I don't have a drill bit that can go through this currently. So for now, this knife's pretty much done. I could wrap it with some rawhide or something, just to, for one, make it more aesthetically pleasing, because it's just ugly as sin right now. But it's a knife. I went back and I took my heat gun, heat this up, and it was bent back. Now I bent it forwards. Now if you slide it in your belt, or even into your pocket, it'll kind of hold in there, kind of like a Morris sheath does. You just have a quick and dirty grab and go knife for going and playing in the woods or something. So the knife itself is good. The handle, very questionable. But for now, I'm gonna call this done. I was thinking about it, and I would like to do a forge video on how to forge a file knife, because you need to forge out the file and actually make a knife that way, and then you can punch holes while it's hot instead of drilling holes. Save your drill bits, do it that way. But so there is a ugly finished knife. Ugly but functional. Alright guys, well, go out and make your own knives. Go out and make your own file knife. And until next time guys, take it easy.